bitch.
Sweat Equity Podcast and streaming show, the #1 comedy business podcast in the world.
We'll do it live!
Yeah, Bill O'Reilly, I hear you, son.
Fucking thing sucks!
Hey, we're pretty good. We're pragmatic We're pragmatic entrepreneurial advice with real raw dog talk. Thanks to the manager from Major League in there.
Yes, we all know who they are.
We got Pedro Lima, the Rican Gorilla, stand-up comedian, host of Nah Dude podcast. New episodes every Thursday with fellow comedians Kermit Gonzalez and Eddie Davenport, produced by the Obligatory Podcast Network. We talk a little bit about life. He does some, he fits us in a schedule. One of the best headliner friends we got. We're 2020's best small, medium enterprise business advisory podcast in the United States, and we won 2021. Ooh, put it in ya. Wiggle it around. Make it feel in your tummy. We're 2021's best podcast and streaming entertainment studio, Eastern United States, Media Innovator Awards 2021, hosted by Corporate Vision Magazine.
Oh, I fucked that. That's my bad.
Listen to us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
I wasn't sure what you said made sense.
Spotify. Give us a rating, write a review. It can be a silly thing. Any sentence will do, any words you want to put on there. And then share this. If you like this podcast, sharing it is the best thing you can do. The second best thing you can do is get into our sponsor, a new sponsor, Viome. Oh. V-O.
Give me money.
V-I-O-M-E. You get a hookup with the link in the description. What's Viome? It's a gut biome test. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I think you got to poop in a jar, send it to them. Yes. They're going to tell you the flora and fauna.
I love mailing poop.
Yeah, mail your poop. Have you ever done that? Probably not.
Hilarious.
Here's the time to do it. Used to be $300 to get this done. Check out your flora, fauna. What should you be eating? What should you avoid? Should tell you a lot about yourself you probably don't know about yourself. Link to a discount in the description. Let's get it going. Howdy toddy.
What about my sweat equity? Sweat equity. Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
Me and Kermit were looking for stuff to decorate the studio and stopped at the Family Dollar. I didn't know that place was popping, bro.
Yeah, they got some stuff.
That Family Dollar is like for the in-laws you don't give a shit about. Get them a gift here.
Look, here's 900 nice plastic plates.
Yeah.
You'll use these and you'll be thankful.
Huh? Here's a hummingbird watering dish.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good business tip. We should talk about that.
Hey, look who's there.
Hey, are we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording for like 5 minutes.
Should I hit this?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it all in. I like all the banter. Thanks for scheduling this in during your drive around Orlando.
Oh, well, thanks for canceling 3 times before.
Yep, touche.
We don't have to go tit for tat.
Yeah,
you know?
why you gotta talk shit law? Pedro's a busy man.
Pedro's a better shit talker than both of us combined.
I know. What are you doing? Right off the bat. Are you stupid?
It's because he lives in Orlando, and when you live there, you hate it so much that you just hate all the time.
We love Orlando over here, dude.
Well,
the only thing Orlando has, and it's weird, man, because I click with you fucking back. I can curse on this, right?
Yeah.
I try not to.
Our logo is a tie that's a dick. Yeah, you can cuss on this.
Oh, okay.
You can say whatever you want. Free speech.
Here's the weirdest thing of, oh, fuck, did I miss my exit? No, I didn't.
God, Orlando sucks.
Orlando has some weird beef with Tampa. And I feel like more welcoming with Tampa motherfuckers than I have been with. Like, you guys have always been cool with me since day one.
What?
You're more of a Tampa sort of guy, I think.
Yeah.
Without bringing race into it.
I feel
Directly.
I'm more Tampa than Orlando, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I'm in Orlando 99.9% of the time.
Well, for those outside of the area, there's like there's I-4, which is a 90-mile stretch of the devil's fucking taint of a highway.
Yes.
Between
Fuck Lakeland.
Fuck Lakeland.
Fuck Lakeland.
Don't let Ray Lewis hear that. But other than that, yeah, because he'll stab you. He went to Kathleen.
Ray Lewis into this, man.
I just know all football players.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, he's got the resources to get you stabbed. How about that?
He does. If you see him with a limo, beware.
So I don't fuck with him. But what people don't understand is like, what's interesting? I find that people when they talk about Florida as a state and not really as the cities individually, unless it's Miami, right? So it's like when people they're like, "You live in Florida." I'm like, "Yeah, I live in Tampa."
Tampa's been a punchline for a minute.
Oh yeah,
for
a
long
sure.
time.
Look,
people, it's like, "Oh, I'm going to go vacation in Tampa." Just kidding.
Pedro's one of the good imports from out of state that moved here, and is a tax-paying citizen. Gainfully employed, has a family, all that stuff, has a house, all those things.
The bar is offensively low.
But I'm saying, like, well, look, it's a second chance state. There's a lot of fucked up stuff, and it's usually the people that moved here because they fucked up in another state, and then this is from 30 Rock. This is America's Australia, and so back to Tampa, Orlando. We get like grouped in around the country. Don't you like the Magic, Orlando Magic? I'm like, fuck no. Not since they had
the Magic. What else did you do?
Well, when they had Penny,
pick a random city.
You could be
Penny and Shaq, dude. Come on, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
That's it.
But you could be a casual fan and be cool with that,
bro. Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott. Come on.
Horace Grant with the glasses.
Nick Anderson misses 4 free throws in a row and then never makes another free throw again.
That's the only time that people like the Magic. That was the only time.
They're still around. Oh, they're still playing.
How about this?
Still around.
They play in the Amway Center, which is the fucking biggest
They should make it a pyramid.
ML. Yeah, it should. Yeah, that's a good call.
For real.
It should be like the Luxor, and you should have to have garage inventory to buy a ticket.
You got to sell 4 tickets to get to the club level.
Yeah.
And then you get,
And you can keep moving up in the rankings. Like you start in the 300 section, and then you get more people to buy your
north
tickets.
End zone is mine to get this luxury box.
So I have more roots to Miami. At least my mom's from Miami. Like I was agnostic for a while. When I lived in LA, I was like, maybe I'll be a Clippers fan because I hate Lakers fans. Just because they win too much. They're obnoxious. They don't really care. And then the Lakers.
This is when your pops played for the Rams.
My pops played for the LA Rams from 69 to 74, and the Washington Redskins in 75. Followed Hall of Fame coach George Allen.
So you didn't get to see none of that shit.
No. I was an oops baby, dude. I was way, way later when he was an attorney already. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I like to tell this story because
just had to have it.
Yeah, I got my mom's genetics. He's 6'4", 225.
What a waste of a dad.
Right?
You didn't even get to enjoy the fucking benefits of him being an athlete, a pro athlete. Dude.
Wait,
even though he was getting paid like $1,200 a week. But still, they had off-season jobs. Like he had to go to Tigerland boot camp one summer or one off-season, which was around the Vietnam time. But he got out.
What does that mean? What is that?
They got paid, but not nearly like they did now. Like he had a Porsche 911.
What's Tigerland boot camp?
Oh, you never heard of that?
No.
That's like one of those boot camps that's like notoriously fucking tough.
But, yeah, you do boot.
You do boot camp, something, robot voice.
Yeah, you faded out.
And with tigers. You didn't hear about that, Eric?
You do boot camp with tigers.
It's in Louisiana. It's in the deep south of Louisiana.
That makes sense.
There's a movie about it. It's really good. I think Colin Farrell's in it from 20 years ago. It's really good.
Matthew McConaughey.
Anyway, he did his MBA in the off season. Started that. You had to have an off season thing. You had to have something going on at his time. But he had enough scratch to put together. He's the 8th overall pick, 1969, third running back.
Damn, dude.
And he doesn't talk about any of it.
except like
Does he remember?
Because he can't remember.
Here's the thing. Does he remember it?
So-
no, you know what? I'm very blessed that he actually. I had to quit playing football 20 years ago because of concussions. I could have been a walk on D3 and basically paid college and paid to play football. But he's actually really lucid and sharp. All things considered, because I go to he played for the Gators in college. There's a thing called Silver 60s where all the players from the 60s meet up for like a weekend. So over years, I've been friends with all the kids of the players too. They're not so good. Some of the other guys he played with, like they're
mentally,
they're missing a
like
couple.
you met the kids. I was like, what's wrong with the kids?
They're
whooping on them.
They're missing a step. How about I'll put it that way? Be polite.
Gotcha.
Your dad is an anomaly.
My dad was an attorney for 35 years.
He was big for a running back.
He's Eddie George
at
style.
that time. Yeah.
He's 6'4", 225.
You showed pictures. I've seen pictures of your dad. I thought he was like a fullback or a linebacker. He was a running back?
He's a tailback. He's 225, 6'4", Eddie George style. So Eddie George was like as fast as any wide receiver. And apparently my dad could have played wide receiver, but they're like, you're better at that one cut.
What's the difference between a tailback and a running back?
Well, running back could be tailback and fullback, but a tailback is definitely the guy's going to get the
one in the way back.
The one
so like
that,
Mike Allstott was a cheat code.
Fullbacks and tailbacks are types of running backs.
So like Mike Allstott used
I feel like he's messing with us.
Well, Mike Allstott used to get in the Pro Bowl as a fullback all the time, but he couldn't block worth shit. He was listed as a fullback, but he was
like, you're the best fullback. You ran for 1,000 yards.
You're right. He was really a halfback, tailback kind of running back.
What else do you want to know about football?
Those terms just faded away.
I'll tell you story. I'll tell you more stuff about my dad. So someone in my family over Christmas will come up to me, butcher what we said on this, and then tell the whole family the wrong thing, and then I'll get in trouble. Even though, I mean, for the record,
we started talking about NBA teams, and then you started talking about your dad, and then said he has an MBA. And I thought at that moment, man, if somebody's just popping in or not really paying attention, they're so fucked.
You can get it with context, I think.
I don't know.
Back to Orlando. It's a fake city. It's Anaheim. I don't know how you do it.
That's what we're talking about. Orlando.
Hey, man. Hey.
But
you got the fucking...
Fuck Orlando.
Orlando's the one that's pumping the money, bro.
I'll say this, though. I do have a good time every time I do stand up over in Orlando. So take that for what it's worth. I do like the comic community y'all have there. It definitely, there was definitely like, I remember a riff a while back, like Tampa has the better writers where Orlando has all the performer kind of guys. And I'm like, I don't think any of us are really that good.
Every city had that. Cause I remember Miami was beefing with Orlando. I'm like,
beefing.
What are we doing here, dude? This is not a fucking team sports fucking thing. It's just
we talk about it on this show. If you don't have a villain or like a direct competitor, sometimes it's a good thing to make that up. So it kind of gives you that inertia.
Yeah. Yeah, you need something to push against to keep you going. But Orlando, they seem to do that with everybody. And I didn't even know about this rivalry. Did you?
What? Tampa?
Yeah,
the war in I-4?
Orlando, like, I follow Orlando City. Orlando City is my soccer team. I love that team. And for some reason, they beef with the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are not even on the MLS, but it's like one of the historic soccer teams in the state.
Right, they're kicking the grass.
I was going to say, we don't have an MLS team since the mutiny Carlos Valderrama.
Nice.
Oh, that Colombian drug lord.
Yeah, yes. Bro. He's perfect for our city.
Yeah.
He was great.
But I think the real thing we have a problem with is like a lot of people that have to go to Orlando from anywhere else in the state begrudgingly have to go. I just talked to a friend of mine who went to Universal and Disney World to be super dad. And I was like, God damn, dude. That's like,
speaking of head injuries,
it's my goddamn nightmare.
God, man.
It is, and I'll tell you what it is. It's pretty much it's the Atlantic City of family, because you lose
That is
big
the
chunk of
shittiest
money.
state or city in America. What I think.
You lose a big chunk of money just trying to make your kid happy.
Fill
And then you're
time.
dealing with other grown adults that hate being at the same spot that you're at. So then when the night's over and you're trying to get that trolley back to the parking lot, that's why you see a lot of fights happening in Disney property is when you're going to the parking spot.
You're already
fired up just thinking about it.
Dads are pissed because they spent so much money, and then the moms are stressed because they want them to have a good time.
Sweaty. It's Orlando.
90% of the attendees are obese, so they hate walking around. That's probably really the fight. They need rascals from the parking lot over.
Conveyor belt. Let them plop down and go on, how they already have the roller coaster technology.
Right.
Conveyor belt's a step back.
Yeah. What happened to walking?
They're solving all the problems for them.
The moving sidewalks at airports were going to be everywhere. Orlando should have been the leader in that.
You know how many miles they would need for moving sidewalk to the parking lot in Disney?
Amway, hook it up.
Busch Gardens.
You buy a sidewalk. That person buys a sidewalk underneath you, and then they buy more sidewalks. Boom. Busch Gardens sucks.
Busch Gardens doesn't suck. Yes, it's still a thing, and it doesn't suck.
What's that? We talked over you because we're
I
professional.
need the train that goes from Orlando to Tampa.
I agree.
Yeah, I've been saying it for years.
Let's talk mass transit.
On stage. We don't go Tampa, Orlando, Miami, fuck Northern Florida. We don't need any of that. Georgia and Alabama can take them.
Yeah, right. Straight to New Orleans, maybe. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I never heard somebody willingly say, hey, I can't wait to go to Jacksonville.
Duval, except for...
That train only goes one way. Out of town.
Yeah.
Well, Urban Meyer-wise, yeah. And fuck, that guy rules. That guy gets hit on by chicks and gets wasted at his own bar
you don't know
in
who
Columbus.
started it. You don't know who started
He kicks kickers. Fuck yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Finger popping bitches at his own bar.
Right. Like, I see nothing wrong.
He's the man's man, dude. And he's loyal, bro. Like, you're cheating on your wife, he got your back. You said something racist? Yo, man, I'll give you a second chance.
And I think he tries to get Tebow involved in whatever he can just to kind of like...
Tebow made him. He's loyal, bro.
I know, but
he's loyal.
He uses him now to even out the average of him being kind of a degenerate. He's like, well, I got Tebow on the team.
To stand on the other shoulder to balance it out.
Right. Well, tell me about Nah Dude, your podcast.
Oh, yeah, dude. We've been doing that podcast for a year and change.
With Kermit Gonzalez, Danny Davenport on the Obligatory Podcast Network.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you just went dad Zoom angle on us big time.
My bad. Dude.
If anybody's watching video,
Pedro does his own podcast.
Pedro's doing it from the chin up kind of thing. You know, it's kind of like when you're
driving, bro. I just got home, man.
I know. You squeezed us in.
Good.
We love you for that.
Video quality got better.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked.
Oh man.
But this is like a POV interview.
We're watching Pedro walk into his house.
This is like a 90s music video.
Remember my little kid?
Yeah.
Fucking monster now.
Oh man.
Right.
We're getting the
nickname Raccoon, right? Something like that.
This one's the cricket. Raccoon's the oldest one.
Big swing. Okay, thank God. One of them.
So, yeah, dude, been doing a podcast year and a half with Kermit.
What is this angle, dude?
It's good. What are you talking about?
I love it. No, he's leaning into it. He knows.
I was always saying that, and I'm like, no, we want it from down low.
No,
I want the other one.
I want it all chin, bro. I want mostly chin in the frame.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
With your shoulders looking like they're hunched up too.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Now we can just make him do whatever. Now stick your tongue.
I like doing this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Dad's on Zoom, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is this on? Is this on? How does this work? And then you turn into a kitty cat.
So you guys are the fucking.
What? We only talk to you. We only like to randomly FaceTime. This is a calculated call. We only hit you up FaceTime wise when we're like giggly, messed up. Your kid's in the room, so I don't want to say anything too lecherous, but we like
too incriminating.
We get giggly when we're messed up, and we should call Pedro, FaceTime him.
For anybody who doesn't know, I oftentimes will mouth the answers to these things into the camera to encourage people to watch it on video.
Yeah.
So
The first time you guys called me, both of you were shirtless.
That's about right. It's on brand.
It was
And I'm like, and I'm like, oh, it's December. What's going on?
Strike two.
And then put pieces together. And then it became like anytime there was a holiday, I would get a random FaceTime kind of thing.
You could expect more of that. I'll see you on Christmas,
Yeah,
bud.
buddy. My kids are
They're
gonna
gonna
be
be
like, who is this guy?
Why are you
again?
talking to that big Puerto Rican guy on
He's
FaceTime?
your Uncle Pedro. Shut up. Where's my shirt?
My family's gonna be like, does Lyle owe money to this guy? What's going on?
I want you to FaceTime with your kids Christmas morning.
Is
Tell
he
you
doing
what a bitch
OnlyFans
you
to
are.
one guy?
No, you guys are off the fucking chain. And then
This is
by
a Beastie
mistake, I
Boys
sent
video.
a message.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, dude. I'm always on the move, B. I'm sorry.
No kidding. He's outside walking around.
I'll throw a plug.
Pedro's going over to his neighbor's house.
If you
He's
want-
getting the packages off their front door.
If you want to hear the Reeking Gorilla,
He's running away
on-
quickly.
Nah Dude, NAHDOOD.com. They got a Patreon.
4K, motherfuckers.
4K?
In 4K.
Or are you saying poor K?
I thought he said. I was like, yep, that's Spanish.
What?
4K? We can do 4K. I just don't feel like it.
I'm glad you're doing. I heard you're not doing stand up as much anymore. I'm glad you're doing the podcast.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, he's a fucking monster. He's a headliner monster on stage.
Yeah, man.
Hard to follow for sure.
I appreciate all that. You don't know how awkward that makes me feel when I hear it, though.
I'll just keep raining compliments.
I
Like,
don't know how
it's so
awkward
weird,
that
like-
camera angle is.
Oh,
Well, you
so
were
bad.
you
What
were
the
great.
fuck?
You're if there's grades in comedy, you were upperclassman when I came in, and so you and like Ken Miller always kind of looked at you guys like I'm not there yet, but I need to figure out how to kill like these guys, kind of thing.
I see when I
appreciate it,
see
Mom.
you. It's like it's weird if people don't. How can they not think you're funny? One way I've never seen you do I have a bad moment on stage ever. Like it's always just been like, dude, the guy it's not the same, but I heard the same thing about Sinbad that I believe that he was like, I've never had a bad set.
Well,
I've never bombed. And I could see that about Pedro. I know you're going to say, yes, I have
he's
bombed.
kind of nuts though.
Right, but I'm saying like, I
Pedro,
can see
Pedro lives in
you
reality.
just go in and you be funny. You know how to be funny every time.
Yeah,
That's
you're.
what I'm saying. It's a compliment.
I think
Quit
he's saying-
shitting on my compliments.
No. I thought I was adding to it. You're naturally funny whether you want to be or not.
Yes,
you can't help
That's
it.
what I wanted to say.
And as far as bad moments, Brian, since he took over, he would have me come over and hey, do a show, and I dreaded it, dude.
Let's do it.
I would
I'll
get
open for you. Do it. I'll promote the
Dude,
fuck
I
out of it.
would get into arguments with him
Why?
because I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. Why you? I'm like a fighter. Dude.
Was that how you were the whole time you're doing it? When you were doing it all the time?
Yeah.
You never wanted to get up. You're nervous.
I'm like, I not nervous. It's just something in me. It's like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't know why you want me to do. Brian, let me do 35 minutes. Pedro, you headlining. Just give me 40. All right, I'll do 35. Let me do 35 and give me the light at 35 and I'll see how long I
68
can
minutes
go.
later.
I take two.
That's the shit. I would
Yeah.
get off on stage and he'll be like, you were there for 62 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And you probably didn't even use all your set list that you wrote down beforehand. Like,
It's weird. It's like, I
Honestly,
forgot.
your show flies by faster than any. I mean,
Right.
I've been to some where it's like, how long's he been going? I'm about over it, you know. And it's just with you, I'm like, he's not gonna do. And you did an hour and 25, and I'm like, oh yeah, like,
you throwing money on us now?
oh, he's
my
gonna
God, dude.
piss on his own
Again,
phone.
I got to do things,
Shit.
bro.
No, I love it.
I'm on-
I think this is
on
interesting.
time.
This is the most interesting
Pedro's-
interview.
He's doing stuff around his house.
If anybody watches on video, I mean, look, this is wildly interesting because he's just going through his dad motions.
This is what Pedro does when he gets home from work.
Mama.
All
You just
right.
put money in like a change jar or a cussing jar or something.
Mhm.
All right, so I took two things from that. One, you never really saw that as your creative process. Like there's a lot of, like you say, you're a fighter, right? they say like Mike Tyson would have to fuck like 8 hours before or whatever, or before he got the gloves on. Like, and he knew that was like, he's just like, I got to do it. I have to do it. That's part of his routine, right? A lot of comics have that thing where they're like, God, I suck. I don't want to do this. I mean, it's not, it's like, I don't know, probably 20% of the ones I know are like nervous in that energy, whether they explicitly put it out there or not. But that energy is palpable when they're like, I went up a couple nights ago. I felt rusty. I felt unprepared. I was like pacing. I haven't done that in a while.
You went out and beat a dog like you usually do, and you killed.
Yeah, I've had one of the best sets I've had in years, or at least one of the most fun sets. And I asked, the other thing I was going to say is BT's a good kind of nautical beacon for you because he's the good coach that's like, I know you can do this. He's affirming it for you. Ironically, stand-ups need affirmation, but we need it from people like him that he's been doing it 20 years as a GM, then owner. So he's seen everybody. I got an attaboy from him, and I was like, yeah.
Here's how I always felt when it came to that. Whenever he would give me like affirmation, like you said, it would be like, Pedro, you're good. You should do this. You should do, but why don't you do this? Like he always tried me to progress. And it's a trust issue for me because, you know, you do comedy, you come across a lot of fake motherfuckers. And it takes me a while for me to figure out people and be like, nah, he's genuine. It's like, I'll listen to him and stuff like that. BT has been real for me from day one when he was bartending.
So you got to like, I always think about those moments and those kind of people in your life. And I'm trying to be more proactive to gravitate towards them for advice or like notes or, you know, anything they tell me about me that I'm not seeing because they've been right previously. Got to really take that in and go, maybe that is reality and I'm not seeing myself the way, you know, I think it is kind of thing. And that's what that sounds like. He's reflecting to you that you are good, no matter how much shit you talk to yourself.
Yeah. But then I also be like, man, this motherfucker wants me to do a gig and I don't want to do it. But I don't want to break I don't want to break his heart and tell him no and stuff like that. But I started learning how to say no to things. Like I had to tell the guys I got offered a ridiculous amount of money to do a private gig for a country singer. And I said no.
Well, you're a big country guy.
Because you knew it would be the first time you'd ever bomb.
You always talk my ear off about Clint Black and Robert Earl Keen and all these guys.
Know. Enough with the Brooks and Dunn, Pedro.
I get it. Chris Ledoux's got a lot of number ones.
Yeah.
It's a younger guy. What the fuck was his name?
Dierks Bentley.
Luke Bryan.
Wow. Okay. And who's huge?
My buddy. My buddy does like corporate gigs things, and he was looking for comics, and he gave me the call to do it. It's at Christmas, like a holiday fucking get together at his farm or whatever the fuck it is, and I'm like, yeah, man, the money sounds great, but I just
how much was it?
How much money is it? That matters in this scenario.
You can tell us. It doesn't matter.
Nobody fucking listens to this dumb show.
$2,000?
$2.
2,000 for how many minutes? 10?
For 30 minutes.
A cold 30? Going up at a party where people don't know?
In Orlando?
Yeah.
How was the travel?
No, I had to go to Georgia.
That does make a difference.
To me, I'd be like, I'd probably do it even if I didn't need the cash just to go. I know this will be painful. Experience? I know it'll be painful. You know when you get those gigs where you're filling in, right? And then like,
do I know?
Right.
I did those gigs with you.
I know.
You, me, and JB did this bar somewhere in the middle of some.
I was thinking about that today. Yeah, because I was like, man, I actually don't know your origin story really.
Ooh.
Like I know bits and pieces, but I know we've hung out in that car ride that was like 3 or 4 hours to get to a bar in the middle of like, this is scary. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking little town.
It was you, me, JB, and I forget what the other kid's name was.
Whatever it is, it's a setup to a joke. That's for sure.
Jonas. My name is Jonas.
Yes, yeah. Jonas. Jonas.
And I was scared. I was scared and I was white. That they were frightened big time. Nothing?
Yeah.
Okay. That bombed. But
I already pointed out that the racial, yes, all the different.
well, yeah.
Variety.
I mean, it was like, oh man, I'm going to get in trouble for just hanging out with non-whites. That's that kind of city we were in. It was.
They're not with me. I'm not with them. No, I don't know these guys.
I'm just driving. No big deal.
But it was like a biker bar type vibe kind of in that place because me and JB were outside.
That's where they made you do the set.
JB, yeah, they told us you can't come inside.
Law did his inside.
Yeah.
And Jonas, I would assume, also was allowed inside.
Well, their water fountain was outside, so it made sense as a green room.
There you go.
And it's always great when JB's asking questions to somebody and the guy goes, I can answer that, but you promised not to hit me.
Oh yeah, it was like
what was the question?
He didn't have cash on him or
have
something.
To know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost blocked that out of my memory.
Oh, and those gigs I remember. Those are the fun gigs.
But I remember having
the rooftop gig was a blast. I missed doing those.
They're coming back. I just talked to John J. Murray about that the other night. We used to have an apartment complex, one of those huge 5,000 apartments kind of place that had a parking garage.
Sounds like a high estimate.
I don't know. A lot of okay, let's say 1,000 apartments in the whole complex. Big enough to have.
Let's be realistic. Like 500 apartments.
Oh my God! Does it matter, guys? Does it matter?
It does.
He's gonna look it up and not tell us.
I didn't know you guys were autistic all of a sudden. It was it was on the 6th floor of a parking garage. It's big enough to have 6th floor parking garage. How about that?
Okay.
And we did it on the rooftop. And if there's anything with this show that's comedy, business comedy, whatever, we just try to make our own shit happen as best we could. Everybody's an individual performer, but we try to group together and do these kind of fun things like that. Like we had a holiday show, like a Christmas show run by Jewish comic Robbie Slowick every year. One of my favorite shows of the year outside when the weather's good like this. And those things are, I think, COVID, the Mulligan era of COVID, the purgatory we're kind of in, kind of killed some of those unique things for a while. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I think it killed you getting on stage for whatever reason.
It did. The last time I was on stage was 2019.
What?
Whoa.
Dude, what?
Let's do a show. Let's do a show. Come. We'll do one at Side Splitters. I'll headline if you don't want.
I'll host it.
Yeah. I'll get there. I gotta get on stage first, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta.
Dude, don't.
Well, Matt
quit.
Fernandez and I are working on something together to co-headline something there. You can come in and just rip 10 minutes.
That's gonna let you co-headline, huh?
And then Matt can follow you, and I don't have to.
You'll co-headline, but you'll go on first, right?
Well, if you co-headline, someone's got to go on.
Yeah, you'll go on
second.
first, though, right?
Yeah, but you can come in and do a warm-up set.
Kind of disrespectful to Matt.
I'm
putting it together.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it so I can record 30-minute special and put it on YouTube or something.
Why are we rushing to do specials on YouTube?
Oh, I don't have any asset. I don't have anything.
Yeah, but don't put anything.
It's
up
old.
until it's old stuff.
No, pre-COVID, I was trying to work on that set to do the same thing. Just put it on YouTube, put it out there. I actually know the nerd tricks to maybe put money behind it to get it seen, with enough enough views.
Oh, there's nerd tricks on that shit?
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. No, wait. Well, here's the part that drives us crazy, dude. Kermit goes on a production kick. He'll cut clips. He puts them out. He puts them on every social media fucking thing. No hits. Or it doesn't get any traction. Some idiot cries on TikTok and puts his Venmo 11.3 million. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing wrong?
Well, it's tough. We live in that world too with this show, and it's kind of like one of those things where we're working on kind of upping our game here.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and it's got to be consistently analyzed.
Kermit a break is the point.
Right. Well, I mean, at some point, if you can't do it organically, you're going to have to pay for it online, with ad dollars.
Yeah.
And that's doable.
And that's it.
It is.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for it. It's
Why?
not that to me. It's not that serious. I don't know, man. It's just it just feels it'll feel like the equivalent of the comic that pays the booker.
No, it's like hiring a hooker.
No, that's not the same metaphor.
It's dirty like a hooker.
It feels dirty, but you feel great.
Like you're paying for it, but you got that release.
The hooker one, yes.
And then you'll keep doing it.
No.
What else rhymes?
And then you'll do it around your family. I'm still at work. But I'm saying like that's not the same metaphor because
no,
the online world. Look, you don't realize how much stuff is paid for that is supposed to be organic that blows up. There's a lot of shit out there that's
right, you have to start there.
Right. This person.
And then the dirty shit is what you don't even want to know.
And what I fuck up for this show is not consistently putting out marketing stuff for the people that keep saying like, hey, I really like the show when I run into them and stuff. And you're like, shit, that's kind of an indicator to me. If I get enough people saying that, hey, I see you in my feed. Mm-hmm. It's all about little tweaks, just like it's more like joke writing. It's like you got a set. It's okay. It can be better. But you got to really actually spend some effort into it. Like, if you really want to do it organically, best thing to do, honestly, group together email lists, group them together, consistently put out the email list, and remind people you're around. There's so many options. What do we say? 200,000 podcasts that are active, meaning that they've put an episode out the last 3 months. And like, there's like 6 million technically, but really active ones, there's 200,000 and that's just podcasting. So you're trying to get their time there. So you really have to have some kind of value. I do feel like this show, as silly as it is, we will try to interject like something we've learned from someone else smarter than us or some kind of, here's a website or app we heard about, check that out. At least you get something out of it of value.
And then we tell them that.
So let me ask you this, no disrespect. What is this
hold on.
podcast?
Oh, man, this is...
No disrespect. I don't want to know.
Did you think you were on just a conference call with us?
No, shut up. Let me ask the question, goddammit. This, because I know Law has always been into the marketing kick and aspect of business and stuff like that. From Eric, all I know is that, he wanted to do the fucking... the Winhoff fucking treatment to everybody he saw.
Yeah.
At one point.
That's him. That was actually the bridge to get him on the show as a guest.
Yeah.
And then
he
came on. He came on talking about that.
About the first time.
Because I was like, that adds value to the show. I'm interested. You got rid of your allergies.
Yeah.
Which is every white person tells me about their allergies. And I'm like, I know.
Do the work.
It's like old dad bods with back pain. I get it. We all have it.
I know, but I also don't want to work out. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing. That's all.
I don't want to change my diet. I don't want to do anything. Like,
So what do you ask? What's the question, Pedro?
This podcast is about what? What's the, sweat equity? When I thought about it, I thought it was like a business kind of podcast. But then you have Eric on, like, there's no way it's about
he secretly knows. He worked with me in the agency I had.
Really?
We do the same exact job now.
Right.
Yo, bro, my bad, man.
But he doesn't self promote grossly like I do. Like I'm a big deal on LinkedIn. That's what I like to tell chicks. Yeah. But I'm saying but it's one of those things.
You're more.
I'm more confident in my knowledge.
But this show
you're introvert and he's extrovert.
That in this scenario, absolutely.
Sure. But we're complementary working wise and on the show in a good way that gives a positive result. But also look, I've been into entrepreneurship. That was my major in college. Like I've written business plans and stuff. Like I always kind of kept the comedy world and the business world separate. And then I was like, why am I doing that? Like these things are good together. And if I'm really talking about future plans for the show, you're seeing more of these segmented kind of mashup of genres. Or our thing was there's no real talk podcast. There's no one that's really talk. My thing is hey, here's some stuff I fucked up and learned from. Or we interview someone that knows something we don't, that can give advice out there.
Or the first time you get a hemorrhoid.
I've never had one.
Right.
What's it like?
It was horrible. And I talked about it on episode whatever the fuck. Just saying.
We talked about your vasectomy. I was nervous about getting mine.
All the vasectomy talk, all that stuff,
Y'all, both of you got a vasectomy?
Snip,
Same,
snip.
same time, Groupon, dude.
Yeah, we had to hold hands.
Dude, I wanted one. I wanted one, and I was told no.
It rules, dude. It's awesome.
You were told no.
Who told you? Your dad?
Oh, wow. That seed is too special.
My wife told me no.
Why? She wanted another kid?
I get it. No. She I guess.
She wanted you to have kids with another woman.
Her factory's correct. She wanted that as in case of evidence for some reason.
That's pretty rad.
Huh.
It's fucking crazy.
It's usually the chicks like
relax.
Yeah, it's usually the chicks, even if they can't have kids, still want you to do it.
She's thinking steps ahead. I don't even know what she's up to.
Yeah.
To not have that shot.
What would that? What?
To not have that shot clock in my head while I'm giving that 2 minutes of love is awesome. All right, we're almost done. We got one more question, and then you got family stuff. See,
I'm getting yelled at.
I know, but work-life balance.
I left the Keurig cup in the Keurig.
Oh my fucking idiot!
How dare you?
I know.
That means
your fucking mind, Pedro.
That means you don't mean much to her.
Fucking dumb.
It means your feelings are more important than her feelings.
I'm sorry.
How dare you do that thing that everybody does? How dare you do that thing 99% of Keurig owners do?
I'll get it the next time.
I should know better.
Right. Because it'll ruin the Keurig. Oh, wait, it won't. If you leave it in there, it'll do nothing. All right. We'll let you go. But like work-life balance, it's another thing we talk about a lot. Like entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And we like talking to comics because comics are trying to figure out the entrepreneurial route, right? Because whether they want to admit to it or not, they are entrepreneurs. Like they're their own business.
It's weird, Law, because I enjoyed comedy up until it turned into a business.
Yeah. Look,
that's when I hated it.
I hated it when I did it only, and that was my only income. I was like, I don't think I'm good. I think I have to. And plus, I thought I had a good acumen for kind of the professional world too. Why can't I do both? That's what I was always kind of thinking. So
yeah.
I don't want to be an actor. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I like both sides of the coin I have, But I don't want to get yelled at by your wife. Like I don't want to get a FaceTime from her when she's fucked up and reverse it on us.
Kind of do that.
And like be like, how dare you talk shit about
you gonna let her talk to you like that, Pedro? We gotta go, baby.
I love him and his wife.
To you like that.
I love him and his wife. Last time I saw them both, I think was my wedding. That is now a failed marriage.
Me too.
Yeah.
But we always ask. This is your first time on the show. We ask everybody this is the first time. And this is how we'll end it. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, hit you hard. You thought this show was all dick jokes, huh?
Yeah, I thought so, bro.
Fucking Matrix your fucking brain. For those listening, he pulled back his great hairline and was like, damn, that's a good question.
It is.
Solid hairline.
It's a solid hairline.
It's not going anywhere.
It's
stalling.
Great, bro.
Yeah, you're stalling, dude.
Bro, let me think. 13-year-old self. Hey, man.
How are you?
Hi.
Hey, stupid. Hi. I'm you from the future. You did good, but listen. If we're gonna do a do-over, don't take things personal and stay on track.
I like it. Yeah,
that's good.
It's a constant theme we hear out of everybody. Beautiful. Get rid of that radio noise. Yeah,
it's a lot. There's a lot of things that shaped me when I was little that made me stop doing things.
All right, we'll tease that. I want to tease that for the next time you come on, and then
I
want to hear about your.
We'll do it. I want to do it. Honestly, next time I fucking come to Tampa, let's do one live.
Come to the house.
We'll book a gig together, dude. Come on, let's get you back up there. Yeah. You're too good.
Do it live. I'm doing the Bill O'Reilly.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah,
I'll do the win. I'll do the win half.
Yeah,
and,
ice bath.
We
might need a bigger.
We're gonna take this clip, send it back to you when you don't come out here. So we're gonna.
No, I'll be out there. All
right, let us know.
It's due.
We'll
talk.
You're always welcome with us. But thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you, guys. Love you. Be easy.